Yeah, bringing you another disturbing creation from the mind of one sick and who can't tell the difference and gets stupefied. I've been waiting my whole life for just one rock, and all I needed was just one rock. How can you say that you don't give a rock? I'm myself stupefied, I'm back again. All I wanted was just one rock, one tiny little innocent rock. And when I feel like I'm shit out of luck, I'm myself stupefied, I'm back again. Why do you like playing around with my another scope on reality? I can feel it all start slipping. I think I'm breaking down. Why do you like playing around with my neuroscope on reality? I can feel it all start slipping away. See that I don't get it, don't you think? Maybe we can put it on credit. Don't you think you can take it, jump on, I don't let it. I can stupefy, it's all the same, you say. Living it, but I don't get it. Don't you think? Maybe we can put it on credit. Don't you think you can take it, jump on, I don't let it. I can stupefy, I can stupefy. All the people in the left wing, rock, and all the people in the right wing, rock, and all the people in the underground, rock. I'm myself stupefied, I'm back again. All the people in the high rise, rock, and all the people in the projects, rock, and all the hissy in the barrio, rock. I'm myself stupefied, I'm back again. Why do you like playing around with my neuroscope of reality? I can feel it all start slipping. I think I'm breaking down. Why do you like playing around with my neuroscope of reality? I can feel it all start slipping away. See that I don't get it, don't you think? Maybe we can put it on credit. Don't you think you can take it to another minute? I get stupefy, it's all the same, you say. Living it, but I don't get it. Don't you think? Maybe we can put it on credit. Don't you think you can take it to another minute? I get stupefy, I get stupefy.
Hey, here we are again on a Tuesday. Should I start like saying the dates? Oh, my mac and cheese is burning. 1 second. Oh, wow. Save that. Almost burned my mac and cheese. Hey, don't start a stream if you're going to make mac and cheese. I'm just saying. Oh, my gosh. Hey, what's up, guys? Go over there. Please go over there. Look, there goes the ball. Go get it. Thank you. My doggies came to bother me. How's everybody doing? I was watching Dummy Kruger's video, and I thought it was great. Once again, another Dummy Kruger video that gets me all excited and stuff. I like the stuff. I like it. It's good stuff. But I'm not really trying to make this, like a Kaiser stream, like where he just like shows somebody's video and like, like replays it or whatever, it's really going to be a little bit more poignant than that, because we have to kind of like, we have to kind of review it like in a way. But in a sense, I really just want to make a few points. Now, I have kind of been crossing over to the auditor's side by doing my lives that I do with Tats. And so I've been getting a lot of like subscribers that are from the auditor's side. So I wanted to go ahead and do a live and talk about the worst of the worst. Now, again, I have decided to kind of like take a little step back to auditors, because I realize that sometimes people get a little too vitriolic when it comes to auditors. They get a little too crazy when it comes to auditors. I'm trying not to, dear man. Yeah, no, I don't want to be as vitriolic as people have been against auditors. Although auditors sometimes they kind of do it to themselves or whatever. But what I'm here to do is I want you guys, and these are for the auditors that I've been able to talk to, the ones that have seen me at Tats, the ones that have been able to have conversations with me, because I want you guys to understand where people are coming from. Now, I don't know how often you guys watch Dummy Kruger videos. I know there's people out there like Perfect Soulmates. Be safe, Jam and Jet. I know that there's people out there like Perfect Soulmates who are like believe that people like Dummy Kruger are not good faith and they're just out there to make people look dumb or whatever. But I'm here to show you how auditors do it to themselves. And so I don't, I'm not gonna be able to do it all the time, because I've got my own exploits to look after and stuff like that. And I also got a regular job. But Dummy Kruger does a great job of it. Therefore, I'm going to be showing you what he did with this video. Now, I'm assuming that when it comes to this, you guys are not watching it. And I'm talking to the auditors. I'm not talking to like Danny. I'm not talking to like, MST. Probably not even talking to Dearman in this aspect. But I am talking to the auditors out there that have seen me and who come around. And you know what? You guys have been fair. You guys have been really fair in coming around and supporting me. So I don't want to, like over here just talk trash or whatever, because you guys know my feelings towards people like, I'm against Impress, Easy Camera, whatever the fuck his name is. You guys know my feelings towards those people, because obviously you guys don't like them. And I don't associate with women beaters. So we're just kind of like drawing the line as far as like, how far I'm willing to go as far as like sharing a platform with you guys. So I don't mind having a conversation with you guys, whether it be an open debate, whatever you guys want to talk about. Like I recently have, had a really good conversation with GT about military, and he told me that he's willing to come on anytime I want to talk about military. I'm sure it'll be more contentious if he comes to talk about auditors. But what I'm here to do is to represent the things that I did not like about auditors, because I think that no matter what, even if I do give you guys the benefit of the doubt that some of you do actually try to do activism or actually are trying to show some sort of corruption, that there is still bad faith actors in your group. Now, I have proven that I'm willing to go after bad faith actors no matter where they are, whether they are in the anti-auditors, whether they are, auditors, even if they're not auditors. Hell, I'll even go after stolen valor people. So it's only fair that we discuss people that are doing bad in your community, auditors. So this is what I'm doing. No, don't worry about it, MST. The mac and cheese stays hot as long as I got the lid on the pot, and I got it on light simmer, really, really light flame right now, because I usually slow cook. If I'm not gonna bake my mac and cheese, I slow cook it. I really, really slow cook it, because I like my mac and cheese to really soak in the cheese part, right? I really hate when you make that instant mac and cheese, and you just get that like real almost bland flavor. I like my mac and cheese to actually taste like mac and cheese. So yeah, I slow cook it when I don't have like that really strong, like nice, like cheddar cheese to like bake it with. If I have to make it like with the Insta, I use milk and I use like a little bit more natural cheese than the one they give in the packet. And I slow cook it so that it really absorbs the cheese. Anyways, that's beyond the point. That's not what we're talking about here. Oh, do you, mechanics? You know what? I think mac and cheese is one of those sides that you can just make, or you can really perfect it if you want, man. Like I'm talking about, like I've gone out of my way to make 3 cheese mac and cheese. You know, like where I put the cheddar, the goop, and I put some mozzarella. You know what I mean? Sprinkle some parmesan right on top, bake it. It's delicious, dude. Or you got you can make it in a kind of like macaroni with like all the fixings and everything, you know, and just a lightly dab cheese on top. There's a lot of different ways of doing it. I don't know why people just resolve themselves to making it so simply when you can. Mac and cheese is one of those things that you can dress up if you want to. I mean, if you really want to. It depends on, you know, like how passionate you are about cooking your mac and cheese. Oh yeah, man, dude. Oh, come on, man. You got to be kidding me, dude. Tater tots is another one. I love tater tots because you can do all kinds of stuff with tater tots, right? You can make chili cheese tater tots. You can make bacon, you know, sprinkled with, you know, like all kinds of cheese and stuff like that. You can do all kinds of things with tater tots. I think they're more malleable than fries. But you know what? Hey, everybody has their own thing to do. This is not what we're here for, people. We're not here for the food. Stop making me talk about food. You're gonna make me make a longer stream than I want it to be. That's right. Just hit up with fancy ketchup. You know what? The only reason why I like Whataburger, and I recently went to Whataburger, right? I haven't never been there. I've been there just recently. Excuse my dogs. I recently went to Whataburger, and they have this thing called spicy ketchup. Now I go to In-N-Out, and when I go to In-N-Out, when I used to go to In-N-Out, excuse me, because I don't know if they have In-N-Out out here, but whenever I would go to In-N-Out, I would sprinkle a little bit of pepper in all of my little ketchup things, right? Because that's just like, it made it like little spicy, little good. They kind of like designed that. I think that's what they did. They add a little pepper to this like spicy ketchup, and it's delicious. You know, like I think everybody should try that. If you get a little ketchup, whatever, you know, like you want to fancy it up, put a little pepper in there, you know, mix it up. That makes your ketchup 100 times better. 100 times better. Pop in, waffle. Danny, shame on you. Shame on you. No pop-in waffles for you. No pop-in waffles. No, none of that. You go get some batter, gosh darn it. You get some batter and you make yourself some waffles like that. No, what is this pop stuff? I gotta start teaching you guys how to cook some stuff. Oh, damn, Logan. Why you gotta hurt my heart for, man? Why you gotta hurt my heart? Did you just want to do that? Like, come on, man. I'll make them have an In-N-Out over here, dude. Well, let's go to Dummy Kruger's video real quick, because this is what we must do in order to talk about this. Wait a minute. Is it Dummy Kroger? Is it Dummy Kroger? Is that it popped up? Dummy, this is why I misspell your shit, just so you know. It's not my fault. It's YouTube's fault, okay? It's not my fault. Never my fault. I disavow all of the claims that I have that I am the one who misspells your name. It's YouTube. It's YouTube. Look, if YouTube has done it, not me. Not me.
Some viewers may find
is this it? Is this the one? Is this the one he just did? Yeah, this is the one he just did. Okay. Okay, so you know what, Danny? I will mix the batter in your truck. I will get, you know what? You've never cooked off one of those electric stoves? Like I even used to do that camping. Like I'll take out an electric stove and actually make food that I would make. So I'll take an electric stove and I will whip up some waffles for you. If that's what you want, we'll whip up some waffles. We'll put some bananas in them, like, some strawberries, some cherries, make them all like, nice and good. Oh, I love waffles with all the fruit fixings in them. That's good stuff. Actually, I don't keep a mess in my kitchen. I did you hear yesterday's stream? I can't stand it. I constantly want to cook, so I have to have everything clean. It's not a clean freak thing. It's just I just have to do it. I have to do it. So I will do it, I just have to. I got to do it. You got to do it. I got to do it. That's how we do. Okay. Don't leave me alone. Stop it. Why are you coming for me? Don't come for me. Come for somebody else. Like, okay. If you do, just don't tell me when you do. Keep it to yourself. I understand those things are private. So, like, just don't please don't tell me anything that you did on your own. Okay. Hey, Amy, nice to see you. I know, Amy, I don't know how aware you are of auditors and what they do and stuff like that. But today you might get a little bit of education as far as what they do. What are you talking about? Are you talking about In-N-Out fries? In-N-Out fries are not cardboard fries, sir. In-N-Out fries are delicious, especially when you get, I'm telling you, everybody should do this. Get a little ketchup, put a little pepper in it. You get the little pepper. When you dunk it in the fries, you swirl it in there. That makes your ketchup 100 times better. Your ketchup experience just got made 100 times better thanks to Jerry. I want you guys to thank me later after you do it. Oh, shit. Amy, stop. Now you're making me feel dull. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing here? Okay, daughter, you got this. Okay, so you kind of understand what's happening here. But you see, look at, I'm kind of keeping my mind open as far as like what the auditors are. Because like I said, auditors aren't they're not all bad people, and they're not, like it's not all of them do the stuff that we're gonna see right now. Some of them are, a little bit more calm. Some of them are actually about looking for corruption. So I'm being a little bit more understanding when it comes to them. I'm listening. I'm not just being vitriolic about this stuff, but I want them to understand that there are people that really are destroying their cause. If that's what you're trying to do, they're really making it hard for you guys to be taken seriously. And so this is what I want to show. I want to show you guys the worst of the worst and why you should not be just supporting any auditor just because he calls himself an auditor, just because he puts auditor in his name, just like anybody who puts frauditor in their name. It's like it doesn't make it automatically credible. It automatically doesn't not make them crazy, and it automatically does not make them somebody who comes in with good faith. So that's what I'm going to show here. This is what I'm trying to show. No, never. I'll never cease and desist, or maybe I'll desist to decease. Wait a minute, to cease, I'll cease, then I'll desist. If I cease, then I desist, and I cease, then I won't desist if I cease. I'll cease after I desist, but if I desist, don't ask me to cease. I can't do two at the same time. You're really messing me up. English is my second language, just so you know. You don't like the fries at the cardboard box? I love the fries at the cardboard box. Thank you, Amy. Okay, so that was funny. Okay, so like I said, I'm not here to show all of Dummy Kruger's video like Kaiser would. I'm not gonna sit here and like tell you auditor bad, right? But this dude sucks. The guy that Dummy Kruger, he put out here, he sucks. This guy sucks. Okay, don't make this about all auditors. Let's make this about this guy. And auditors, I want you to focus on what's bad about this, not try to find a defense, because that's what people do. When we talk about Kaiser, what do people do? His cult members, what do? They try to find defenses. They try to find defenses all the time. Don't try to defend this. Just try to see what I'm saying. Okay.
And the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Stop it, MST. We're going to have this debate.
Okay, welcome to the Dummy Kruger channel, everyone. Today,
okay, so you guys saw that video that was playing was actually made by the auditors. So they were making threats. Okay, they were making threats because they're going to be literally legally prosecuted for committing trespassing and harassment to government employees. Now, Dummy Kruger is going to go through his whole spiel right here. Now, I'm going to move it forward because like I said, I don't want to sit here and just review Dummy Kruger's video. This is about what's happening in the video and about showing you guys what's good or bad. So I'm going to move it forward, and it's going to get to the points where these guys are just doing bad. That's where I'm going to put it at, because Dummy Kruger is going to go through the whole spiel where they've been to court and they've been charged with harassment and everything. But he's going to show the different events that happen, and that's what I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys the different events that happen as they happen. And then I'm gonna give my thoughts on them so that you guys understand why these guys are terrible, and you guys in the auditing community should be separating yourself from people like this.
How about you prove something I've done wrong to be trespassed, and then come and talk? All right?
Any business can tell you that they don't want you there.
No, they can't.
Yes,
We're
they
in no
can.
law. We're in no law. We've already gone over this.
Okay.
We're in no law.
Okay.
I'm waiting for somebody here to show cause. That's why I'm standing here.
To show cause of what, that the person you want to talk to is not here.
Not that I committed a crime and still am.
I don't.
So I'm gonna stand
Number
here.
30. Another
I'm
one.
gonna stand here and wait until somebody can prove to me what law says to trespass.
Hello.
So
Howdy.
other than that, you do what you gotta do.
I'm back.
For interference. You guys are getting some lawsuits.
And I touch the middle of my back. You gotta put them in the front.
Some tyrants right here. Constitution hating
There you
tyrants.
go, guys. No, not you. There you go, bud.
Here, you grab that.
Front because I touched the middle of my back. They're already separated and all that. So we can do that. Yeah.
Afro man, whose first name is Casey, was
Hey, Tats.
Hi, darling.
Hey, bud, did you get my whole spiel to start off with? Did you get that, or do I have to like go through it again?
I caught part of it.
You caught part of it, so you understand what I'm doing, right?
I think so. I got part of it, but I do have, some frauditor still in me. I haven't been fully vaccinated yet, so.
We do have a booster coming this month, so just so you know.
Oh, okay. I just might need the booster shot, and
Yeah, and it's
but-
not by Pfizer. We got the Johnson & Johnson just for you.
I have never been a fan of this guy, by the way, just so you know.
Good.
Right.
Okay, so just so you know what I'm doing, the premise of this live and why I'm doing it.
Right,
Like I
right.
said, because of you and because, like we're doing this thing and we've talked about it, right? We're trying to make a new community of good faith people who are here to call out people who are doing bad. Doesn't matter if you're auditor, anti-auditor, doesn't matter where you're at, right? We just want to speak up against these people. So I want to highlight somebody that's really bad that is hurting good faith auditors. You know what I mean? Like I want to highlight somebody so that these guys don't stumble upon them, because these guys are really good at making themselves victims. Like they're
Now,
really,
here's my question though.
sure.
Are you going to highlight a good faith auditor?
Yeah, I do actually have that in mind, but not today. Not
Okay,
today.
damn it. I want to be here for the good times too.
These are the good times. What are you talking about? Every time with Jerry is a good time. I thought you knew that.
I know it is a very good time, sir. It's a very good time.
I'm your addiction, ain't I?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I will be your father figure. I'm just saying.
Let's continue.
All right, let's continue. Let's let this baby roll here.
was charged and found guilty of trespassing and interfering with official acts. His judgments were only fines totaling $510. While this case was ongoing, Casey picked up his first order of protection from, I can only guess, an employee at City Hall. As this story unfolds, you'll see he will be served with multiple orders of protection from employees throughout Lynn County. As for this case, Casey actually attempted to appeal it, but was ultimately denied a review. Regarding his fines, although he initially made modest monthly payments, they have since ceased, and the outstanding amounts have been forwarded to a collection agency. This too will be a common theme for our freedom fighter. Just last fall, he was found guilty of 3 more charges, leading to his current incarceration. He was also hit with these fines and court costs, none of which have been paid. They are also now in collections. So why am I revisiting this previously settled case, and how does it...
So real quick, Tats, how do you feel about, because all these things, like they lead to fines and fees and all that. How do you feel about somebody who gets charged? Now, they get charged, and not only is it just a charge, but they actually get convicted of a crime. Now, how do you feel about somebody, even though you might disagree with the conviction, right? But it's part of our Constitution, it's part of our court system, and even though you may disagree, they were found guilty in a court of law. How do you feel about not paying your fines or doing what you have to do as far as taking your punishment?
No, you're supposed to pay your fines and all of that shit. I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. I think that if you're found and tried and you're convicted of a crime, then you should pay the fine and pay the penalty. You pay the piper, baby. And if you feel like you've been wronged in some way, then that's when you do whatever you want to do with a civil lawsuit, and that's on you. That's on your dime. You know what I mean? So yeah. But, and by the way, can I address the pig mask? I mean, that is ridiculous. Okay. That is the reason why I don't like certain auditors, because of shit like that. Who does that? What adult? I don't know any adults. When I was growing up, I don't recall any adults doing this.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just pointing that out.
This is what I mean. It's like you say that you're being, serious about your activism and that you wanna call out corruption. How is anybody gonna take you seriously if you do something like this?
Not at all. Not at all.
Exactly.
And here's the thing I want people to understand. Mystery Softset says what auditors in good faith. I would challenge you to find somebody that something wrong or a lot wrong with what Jeff Gray does. I would challenge you on that. Let's just say.
Well, and you know what? Hey, even if there isn't, let's just say that he finds something at fault with Jeff Gray, right? Whatever.
Right.
This isn't me saying, all
well,
auditors
you can find fault. You can find fault with anybody, first of all. So
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The point is for me doing this is for a little bit of self-reflection in the auditing community, a little bit of, self-maintenance. Because the thing is that no matter what, of course, people are always going to come in and they're going to hurt your cause and stuff like that. But the better you can suss these things out, the better you can see who is in it for either just the money or say just to get some clout. You can suss these people out and make your movement just a little bit more legitimate, even if the tactics or anything else is unagreeable to other people.
Well, I'd say that about any movement. Any movement.
Right,
it doesn't even have to be First Amendment. Any movement.
I'm with you. But today is focusing
we're doing Pig Boy here.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's go.
To intertwine with today's story. Well, I'm glad you asked. Right after this arrest in September, Casey fiercely began trying to fight this case. During this time period, he visited the county attorney's office on over a dozen occasions, characterized by frequent profanity, numerous demands, multiple requests for call flooding, and more often than not, culminating in the presence of law enforcement. When I say demands, he would show up to the county attorney's office, usually towards the end of the day, and demand service just the way he wanted it. He would demand paperwork on the spot or demand to speak with one of the attorneys trying his case when there was a policy in place that an appointment was required. When they attempted to explain this to him, Casey demanded them show him a law saying an appointment was required. Observing the situation unfold in real time felt akin to witnessing an adult-bodied individual engaged in a dispute reminiscent of a 5-year-old's bedtime argument. I have quite a few clips lined up, but just know that one, these were all live stream and the quality is really poor at times, and two, this was just the tip of the iceberg as I was only able to capture a handful of them. The first set of clips we watch are from one of his first times going to the county attorney's office. Notice his mindset right away. He wrongly believes he can freely act and speak to government employees however he likes, while they're expected to endure the mistreatment due to their government employment status. Let's take a look.
They just want to try to stall this down, try to prevent me from going to City Hall. But I'm going to go back to City Hall and get arrested again just to come back here and complain. Plus, I have the right to redress my government. I can get all mad and upset if I want. You have to be the professional ones and deal with my mouth. You can't violate my rights because of words. You can't. That is a straight against the First Amendment. 100%. So you can get all hurt over words, and it don't matter. It's not against the law.
Now, how do you feel about that, Tats? Because me personally, I think everything is a give and take. Every interaction is a 2-lane road. No matter if you're talking about whether you're going to redress your government, whether or not you're going to interact with a policeman who pulled you over on the side of the road, I get every interaction is different, and you never know the reactions people have. But I like to think that no matter what, every interaction that I have, I'm having it with another human being. Therefore,
Right.
I try to give them the respect that I want back. I
Correct.
think that's simple. I think it's the golden rule. Now, how do you feel about the things that he's saying here?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, legally, yes. Ethically, no. See, and that's where the rub is. And by the way, yes, words can create a disturbance depending on what those words are and how they're said. So if you're making threats, that's against the law, right? If you are saying something that's obstructing someone else from conducting business there, that's against the law. You're not allowed to disrupt the business going on inside of any facility whatsoever. You're not allowed to block a door. You're not allowed to prevent anyone from conducting business. Should you say what you're saying? No, I don't agree with being rude at any point. And I think that that's part of what I try to do on my channel is I'm trying to let some of these nimrods know that going in there full, both barrels blazing, as if the little old lady behind the desk is a tyrant, is a stupid thing to do.
So would you say that when they go do that, they lend themselves to being surrounded by police who are going to stop them from conducting their business?
Well, I say this: never take the arrest. First of all, that's stupid as fuck. Like, I'm going to take
Thank
the
you.
arrest and prove my point. No.
Rogue Nation, listen to this man.
No, you don't take the arrest. You go home and live to fight another day, as they say, if that's what you think, right? You don't ruin your life over something like this. This is not life or death. Okay, this is not life or death. This is recording in a building, and by the way, it's never was an issue until auditing started happening. So now
Tats. That was Tats. Tats said that.
Oh, I said that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. GMK dork, it is, because if all you got to do is look at history. A lot of protest, a lot of free speech goes on outside of city halls all across the country almost every day. I will tell you this: I've worked for the city, and as a matter of fact, I've worked for a city for over 22 years, and in the capacity of a director. So I've attended many city hall meetings and city council meetings and talked to mayors and city managers and all kinds of shit. So I'm very educated on what you can do at a city hall. And believe me when I tell you, the city hall that I was an employee of, or the city that I was the municipality, I should say, was very much used as a public forum all the time. and no one ever really got arrested unless they were preventing people from going in and out of the building, or they were doing something illegal other than saying what they want to say, doing what they want to do, so on and so forth. Inside of a building, then recording is not necessarily illegal, but if you do something verbally or physically to disrupt the business inside of, say, a public lobby, then that is where I would draw the line. And just acting like a child. You should get your ass spanked like a child if you act like a child. I mean,
and just to add to that, to what you're saying about protests being outside of city halls and whatnot.
Yeah.
The difference in these aspects is that most of the time there is a controversy in that city or town that is known inside of those public offices.
Right. Normally, yes. Correct.
Meaning that the employees and everybody is well aware that there will be a protest. There will be something coming. The thing about these is that
not all the time, though. Not all the time. Not all the time.
I'm just what I'm saying
there
is that
there is that random crackhead.
and what I'm saying is that most of the time that these things happen, it's come to that. It's like it's led to that. These things don't just like pop off because they pop off. It's because there has been chain of events that have brought these things on. So it's out there that it's static, right? The people know what's happening. So eventually, when there is that protest outside of City Hall, either the police are ready or City Hall is ready. Everybody's ready for these things because they know that these people are going to come in and demonstrate. Now, I'm not saying that 100% of the time it goes well or 100% of the time it goes bad, but that goes with anything, right? Anything can go bad, anything can go wrong. You can't put that on the actual protest or the actual way the government works. That's just people. People are
now,
people.
But what I will say, when I see police officers, and believe me, when I see police officers screwing the pooch, okay? So when I'm actually cheering for the police officers to do the right thing sometimes, right? Even when the auditor's acting like a jackwagon in order to get an emotional or a knee-jerk reaction from the police officer. I don't want the police officer to take the fucking bait, because that's exactly what it is. It's bait. And they're trying to bait the officer into doing something stupid so they can become the Beverly Hillbillies. Right. And what's better than a single floor double wide? A fucking 2-floor double wide.
Hey, Tats, hold up. Let me get you out of your mode for a quick. Look down there. Look at the comment right there.
I know. I didn't want to look at it because I was afraid I was going to turn to stone, but I can now look at it because I'm using a mirror to kind of look at it. And is that real? Is that Memorex?
No, that's the real comment. That is the real Dummy Kruger. Wow.
Actually, here's the thing, and I saw Mystery Solve Theater say something too. Wow, I actually listen. Contrary to popular propaganda, Cass is not a person who believes in 100% of what auditors do. I don't. I'm just like anybody else with any other issue. This isn't the only issue I care about, by the way. I care about a lot of issues, especially stolen valor be one. But I care about a lot of issues, and this is just one of many. But I will tell you that I think we would agree more than what we disagree more, as long as this is why sitting down with people and just talking like human beings instead of just going off at the mouth is productive, because you'll find out that sometimes people that you think that you're going to oppose automatically aren't exactly the people that you think they are. Just saying.
Man, I like this chick. Saying. She's got balls.
I have balls, and I know how to use them, just so you know.
All right, let's continue with the egregiousness.
I wish you understood what freedom of speech was.
Freedom of speech is ever in a book. Duh. As a county attorney, you should know the First Amendment. Shouldn't you? I shouldn't know it better than you, and you. I know, Chad. These guys are fucking thugs. She earns the hate. Why are you up here then? Why is she?
She earns the hate.
I don't like that. That pisses me off when they say that. It does. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's like she earns the hate. What happened? What
He
happened to
is earning the hate right now, is what he's doing.
Yeah, he really is. He really is earning the hate. I actually feel that, like, any interaction should always start off at zero, right? Like zero hate, zero, like love, right? The only thing you should concentrate on is the respect. You should come in with respect because you're hoping to get respect back. Now, once that chain is broken, you can get into the hatred or non-hatred discussion, right? It's so dumb to come in already with an idea of what you think you're going to find. That's how you get yourself into situations, because you already are assuming that these people are going to treat you bad like you've been treated before. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that ever. You should treat every single interaction as its own interaction. Don't take it personal. Start at zero.
It's like I told my son when he was in school. Make sure you look like you smell like roses every time. No matter what somebody does, you make sure that you are dotting your I's and crossing your T's. So you make sure that let's just say in this situation, this guy was acting like a complete angel, right? And the cops came in there all heated and did all kinds of fuckery, right? Then you would have a case, right? But in this case, you have an idiot that has the IQ about the size of a fucking flea's testicle to deal with this situation. And that's what pisses me off the most about people. Here's what my request has been all along of First Amendment auditors. And I know now, I'm starting to realize now that they don't give two fucks about that. But I always tell people this. Even if you don't believe that we fight for freedom now, back in the past, okay, do something that was worth the life of the World War II vet. If you don't believe in the current things going on, World War II, Civil War, Revolutionary War, do something that was worth their life, because they were the ones who died and paid the price for the freedom that you claim to be exercising. Right? So if you don't believe that you are conducting yourself in a respectful way that would represent that person who gave their life, lost their legs, lost their life, lost their limbs, their family mourned for the rest of their life over that death, then you should not be doing what you're doing.
Yes, Danny. Yes. And I would agree with this statement, but remember what I'm doing here. Okay. I'm not talking to him specifically, okay? I'm talking to the auditors that are coming in that have an idea of what they want to do, but are using people like him as a template for their activism, where they believe because he's going to make himself out to look like a victim, like if they're attacking him or coming after him. But the truth is that he's doing this to himself, and I want them, the ones that are deciding either to start their auditing channel or the ones that are auditing right now, that this behavior isn't and never has been the fault of the people who make them face their consequences. Right. That's what I'm doing. This isn't about him. I know what he's doing. You know what he's doing. But this is about the ones. I'm really just trying to send a message out to the fledgling auditor, the one that has actually had some sort of corruption and he wants to actually fight against it, and he thinks that auditors are actually doing this. See, auditors play a really good game of making it seem like that's what they're doing, but that's not what they're doing. And nobody ever goes deep enough into their videos or does enough research like Dummy Kruger in order to suss this stuff out. And this is what I want them to do. I want them to start doing some self-reflection before they start using people like this guy and his father to be a template for their activism.
Right. And I will also say this, and this is part of the problem that I'm learning with the auditing community, is a lot of these folks were criminals in there's nothing wrong with having a criminal past if you've learned from your mistake and you've done better since then. But some of these folks are just doing it because they have a vendetta against the arresting authority that arrested them for whatever they did. And this is their way to take their anger out on the system that they believe wronged them, even though they were most likely in the wrong, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
And I understand that. And the other thing is, Maybe,
Tats,
maybe some of them. Where? Ooh.
you kind of cut off a little bit there, but go ahead and finish your point.
Oh, did I? Oh, got it. Sorry, sometimes I do that. But what I will say about this is, listen, if you are a true person that really wants to expose some kind of corruption, the corruption doesn't lie in the recording inside of a building. Like I said, you're not recording me, god damn it, behind my desk. I'm just trying to let you pay your damn water bill. If you're filming her, then you're not really doing the right thing. You need to go in, record the city council meetings. Okay.
Yes.
That is news. Okay.
Yes.
That is news. Those are politicians. Those people are accountable directly to the people. If those people call the police on you and the cops violate your rights, then you are exposing something that should not be happening, right? Because
Yes.
you are now acting in the real capacity of a journalist. You're not candid camera anymore.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly it. And Danny, I hear you, and you're making a great point. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. You can't win going into a city hall trying to change policy. This is why I'm highlighting this video. Exactly why. Because this guy is harassing employees that have nothing to do with the ability to either film in courts, film in city hall, or do anything as far as his court cases are concerned. And if he wants to actually do that, he has to follow certain procedures in order to get that done. Now, if you don't like those procedures because you feel like they're a hindrance, well, take it to city hall. Take it to the people who can change these policies. These people can't. They are working with the things that they know. They cannot do that.
Now, have I seen unnecessary, as a person who worked for the government myself in the capacity? By the way, my budget, the budget that I was in charge of traditionally every year was about $500,000. That was my budget usually every year. In the city that I worked for, almost every position was a.
There you go again, Tats. You cut off on me. Okay, Tats cut off. Or did
Advisory
he cut?
position, except for usually the temporary help.
Tats, you're cutting off. Is it me or is it you?
Son of a cock. Hold on. Okay, am I there? Am I back?
You're back. You're here now.
Okay, I'm
hang
back.
on,
Okay,
hang on.
God.
Jared, can you give us a 5x5 if we're back? If you can hear my voice, you hear Tat's voice.
God, I can hear you. You can hear me. God, can you hear me? Okay.
No, I can't.
He said no. He said he did. It was Kaiser. It sounds like Kaiser. I don't know why God sounds like Kaiser, but I'm just saying.
I digress.
Why the shell should I? But here's the thing about this. Okay, I want to say this. There is some things that you need to look at in certain towns. Now, I will say there's one town in particular that I wish people would look into, because I was contacted by a city councilwoman about this town, and it's a place called Easley, South Carolina. And Easley, South Carolina has an absolute corruption problem that has been brought to my attention when I was doing some work with one auditor that was trying to expose it. This town is corrupt, and there is a problem. The mayor of the city has never owned a car by himself. Every vehicle that he's ever driven was bought by the city. All of his clothing, all of the clothing that he wears, he doesn't have a uniform that's paid for by the city, but he still has a clothing budget, and it's suits and ties and dress shirts and things like that. So those kinds of things, yes. You know what I mean?
You know what? Hang on. Let me interrupt you real quick.
Right.
I want everybody to know something. When we stopped the corruption that I told you that happened in Bell, California, when we did that as a group, as a community, when we brought that down, the red flags were all budget related, were all money related. They weren't related to procedures inside the city hall. They weren't related to court dockets or how people had to handle their tickets and stuff like that. It didn't even have to do with people getting fined. What it had to do with tax funded, government entities inside of that city using that money, misappropriating it to clothing funds to fund their own markets, their own the big thing that caught them was that they were actually stopping local markets, local small markets from having their own meat distributed from their own different sales. They forcibly made these small meat markets buy meat from the mayor of Bell. That's where they got caught, because it started off there. It was like these small markets, these small little family owned markets could not buy meat from, say, a big distributor. They had to buy it from the mayor of Bell. And then because they did that, they got caught. And then they found out that there was a clothing budget. They found out that there was this thing about cars, that the mayor, he had a very, very nice, expensive what was it? It's one of those like cars that only like really rich millionaires own. I forget what it's called. It starts with an M. I forget what it's called. A Maybach. It was a Maybach, and he had one of those. His family, all of his family. He supposedly he was staying in the city of Bell. He wasn't. He had a house, but he never stayed in it. He actually lived like about 10 miles away in another city, in a very beautiful part of town, and just spending all the money that everybody from the people of Bell, from the property owners of Bell, and the cops were shorthanded. The cops didn't have enough people, and they were told to do personal security and a bunch of other things. This is how they got exposed, because people started looking into the budget, and it started off with that, him freezing small markets from getting meat from big markets or their own distributors. And this is the stuff that you need to look at. If you really want to expose corruption, you got to start in budgets. You got to start at where the money's going. Like I said, go to City Hall about cameras and stuff like that. It's not a big deal. What's going to happen is that you're just going to limit people who want to go and actually record people doing wrong.
Right. Well, I'll tell you another thing, and I was just thinking this because I worked in this job field is if you do live in a place that you're on the coast, or you have a public pool, if you want to really audit just a worker, if you want to but they're not violating your rights, but if you want to audit a worker that needs to be watched, and you want to show something of people being derelict in their duties, record a lifeguard while they're on stand. And I'll tell you what, that right there would turn a lot of heads, because I've seen many videos, because it was my job within my job. I've seen many jobs where fully guarded or public pools had a child. There was one in particular, was an 8-year-old child that was left to drown for about an hour in the pool while the lifeguard was talking to a girl just below his lifeguarding stand.
Wow.
Yes.
There you go, auditors.
So if you want to do something, now some people might say that you're a pervert for doing it, but as long as you are obviously filming the lifeguard and recording them, and then you can prove that that's exactly what you're doing, and nobody's going to really call you a pedo.
There you go. You cut off again. Tats, you cut off again.
Yep. As soon as I said
you're cutting off. What's wrong with you? It's your mic.
Am I okay? Am I doing okay?
Okay, now you're just doing it on purpose.
Am I okay?
Yeah,
I am. But okay, so yeah, something like that would be good.
Right.
To expose, because if you send your child to the pool, record them. That's dereliction of duty, and lives are at stake. So
yeah, and the whole thing about people are going to think you're a pedo and stuff like that. Maybe the first time, but this is what I mean. If you come at people with a certain amount of respect, and you're doing this and showing the work, meaning that you put the stuff together, you make a video, and you're making it about the corruption, and you actually spin a narrative based on facts, people are going to respect what you're doing, so that later on, when you do it again and you do it a couple more times, people are going to be like, oh, this guy is not here to film kids. This guy is here to film the lifeguard. And not only am I going to let him do it, but I'm going to make sure that he does it, because he has exposed people who have been in danger, because he has put the actual research out there.
Right.
Unlike,
here's what my suggestion, for in case anybody hears a future lifeguard auditor, 30 seconds is the average time it takes a non-swimmer to go below the surface and start to drown. So if you were going to make a video of this, if I were to do it, I would take my camera, put a timer on it, and show you how long that lifeguard's eyes were off of their zone. Lifeguards guard a zone, right? Or a piece of water, an area of water. How long their eyes were off of their
that
water.
seems very fair. That seems very fair to do. And like I said, if you do it properly, you do it respectfully, and you do it, several times, people eventually will stop questioning whether you're there to film kids or film other people other than the lifeguard, because you'll be known as that. And by the way, auditors, also, because somebody comes and tells you, hey, what are you doing? And, oh, it's none of their business. You know what? Hey, remember, no matter what, when you go to a place where people are not used to it, and I get it, some people do clutch their pearls a little bit harder than others. Some people are a little bit more annoying with that. I get it. If you are just a little bit respectful, just a little bit, and just say, hey, you know what? I'm not here for you. I'm here to do something. I promise you that you will not be in my shot. And this is what I'm doing. Here's my card. This is my YouTube channel. If you go check it out, you see that this is not about you or the other people that are here. Then, they more than likely people will leave you alone, because people don't want to ask. You understand this? People don't want to get in your business. They really don't. They really don't want to get into your shot. They really don't. The thing is that when you act rude or when you act like you're not an anomaly, then obviously you're there for some other reason other than what you're going to talk about. So I'm talking about the people who want to be good faith and just stop using auditors like this as your template for the things that you're doing. It is not cool, and you're not going to get the respect you're looking for.
Right. And you would get, if you do legit stuff like over and over again, and you're not on the controversial side of things, you will probably be a lot more successful than the other guys will, and you'll stand out. You'll stand out a lot more.
You're not helping me. Why can't she go and actually get someone who knows how to do her job? Because she clearly don't even know how to do her job, and she's allegedly the supervisor. If you were being courteous, you would have helped me with my question. And
I answered your question. You just didn't like my answer. I told you that your charge was under review. And you said, when will it be completed? I said, I do not have the answer for that. You said it better be completed by a specific date.
Yes, by September 8th.
Exactly.
Duh. Why would you give me a court date for September 8th if you were going to review it for up to... Oh my gosh. You are dumber than a box of rocks. Like, seriously. I cannot believe you're a supervisor. I'm just going to stand here because I can. I mean, you can't do anything about it. I can walk around this building all day till 4:30 if I wanted to. And you're just stalling time right now. You could go back in there and go to work. If you don't want to talk to me, why are you out here still talking to me?
Because you're being disorderly and you're not going to stand.
You don't even know the definition of disorderly. You don't even know. I'm not calling anybody a name but you, because you deserve it. Because I'm the public and I have the right to redress my grievances. Words affect you that bad? Did I hurt your feelings? I'm sorry. Is that what you wanted, was an apology? I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, ma'am. But I'm done with you. You can go back to work. You can kick rocks. You can do something.
The next set of clips, Casey and his father berate one of the clerks because the employee they were trying to speak with simply wasn't available. The clerk closes the shade on her window, attempting to distance herself from the abuse she was taking because the two freedom fighters didn't like her answer.
You fat piece of shit. You fat piece of shit. Are you going on your third lunch? Are you closing?
Now you see, that's the stuff. That's the stuff, right? That's the crux of it right there.
Right.
It's like the no matter what, it's like when I tell people, like, like, if a cop has you in handcuffs, what's the point in struggling? What's the point in continue to fight, right? I mean, I get it. Some people are drunk, like they're belligerent, whatever. But in this case, you came in level-headed. You came in knowing what you were gonna do, and you still over here are berating this person who, like, what are they gonna do for you? If they already said no, they said no. And this behavior right here doesn't satisfy what you're trying to do. So the only thing you're doing is creating a conflict in order for you to look like you're some sort of either a victim or a hero to people who are pieces of shit out there. Now, if you want to be that, then by all means, right? But he faces consequences. Don't think that you don't have consequences for these things. There are ways of making you pay for this. Nothing that you do doesn't have some sort of consequence, regardless of whether you think it's legal, not legal, however you want to look at it. It has a consequence. And so you thinking that, Kaiser, you thinking that because justice is working slow and justice is not hitting you at the moment doesn't mean that justice isn't going to get to you. Tats? Tats? Oh God. You're gonna do this to me the whole live? Okay. Tats' mic is gone. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear him. I can't hear you. Oh shit. Okay, this time. I'm sorry, Tats. This time it was me. Oh no, Tats, you muted yourself. Unmute yourself. Oh great.
Hey, listen, sir. I had myself muted for a reason.
Okay, you must have got one of your calls from your old school phone.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
Hold on,
did you hear what I
put
said?
my self-contained speaking device over my ears again. There we go. Yeah, and that my mic is a traditional public forum, by the way, just so you know.
Wow, very good.
It is. But what I will say here is what he's doing is it's just well, anybody can tell it's ridiculous. Come on. Right. It's just ridiculous. And when I'll give you from my perspective, when I was a supervisor, I would tell my employee in this situation that you don't get paid enough to deal with somebody like this. If you are having a situation like this, you need to contact me because that's what I get paid for. You see what I'm saying? So the employee should not ever be on the receiving end of this. The supervisor should have stepped in and dealt with this little knobhead themselves. Now, I'm not sure that wasn't the case. I can't tell who the supervisor is and who's not. But I think by all means, this should have been dealt with by a supervisor, and that person should have been escorted out by their fucking ear, in my opinion.
There you go. And it's just like I said before, this doesn't accomplish a thing. So like I said, to the fledgling auditor, to the auditor out there that thinks that this is hilarious, that is having fun with this, that when they see this, they're like, yeah, bro, that lady got it. That lady got owned and oh, she should feel bad. Oh, what is she doing? No,
it's birds of a feather, Jerry. It's birds of a feather. A low IQ auditor like this attracts a low IQ audience.
Yeah, but you know what? I unfortunately have this thing where I like to educate.
Yeah, but IQ has nothing to do with your education level. It's your ability to learn things.
Oh, why would you say that? Why would you destroy what I'm doing, Ted? You're destroying me. Oh, you're destroying
me. Their ability to learn things seems to be recessed.
You have the right to remain burned. Oh, I'm sorry, Kaiser. Did I take your joke? I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Kaiser. Pickle. That's funny. Pickle. Damn pickle.
That's savage. Oh, you're so savage.
Yeah,
you're so savage.
I know. Hey, listen, I can. Jared.
There you go.
We'll be the fucking goddamn fucking. That's the government. The government's got a blocker on my shit. They don't like to. They have this blocking device. What auditors say.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's not Skinwalker Ranch trying to get in you?
Actually, Skinwalker Ranch has possessed me, but he was only able to commandeer my little pinky toe, and I've been trying to get his ass out of there, but he won't get out.
It's safe to say you're gonna have to amputate that toe.
I will. Sorry, Diane. I listen. I am a transformer, and I am more than meets the eye. Is all I'm telling you.
By the way, it's Danny. It's Danny.
Oh, Danny, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why do I read that Diane every damn time? What's wrong with me? I need to go see a doctor over cataracts. I need to get my cataracts removed. Apparently, I have cataracts.
A Dr. Light?
A Dr. Light. You're Danny Light. From now on, you're Diane. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was publicly educated by the government, and the government is wrong. I think we should now start to switch our audits from public officials to lunchroom ladies because they work for the government too.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna skip the video now. If everybody's interested, I will do my best and not forget to put Dummy Kruger's channel and description on my on the description of this video, so you guys can go ahead and go look at the video in its complete masterfulness that Mr. Dummy Kruger has put together. I will not do a Kaiser and sit here and just do that video all the way through. What you should do
is go back and review this. There
you go, cutting off again.
No, watch your own video. And
right, yeah, no, that's coming soon. I want to make enough videos so that I review my own videos. So
that's how you get 4,000 subscribers.
Shit, that's how you do it. That's a lot of work, Tats. I don't know if I want to do that much work.
No, you sit there and you put in your top denters only, and then you just sit there and talk about your own videos.
No shit. You mean that I have to completely take out all of my bottom teeth?
Right.
I have to do that in order to talk about these guys?
Right. And now that you're single, guess what? I hear Virginia still has some women over there that are willing to be your
help.
Yep. I'm just telling you that Kimmy might have sisters.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Kimmy. Kimmy, hook it up.
By the way, I have a picture of Kimmy kissing Wrangler on the forehead, and the actual picture of that from that old video that she did that in. And let me tell you, it looks like Kaiser's kissing Kaiser, is all I'm telling you.
It is probably Kaiser kissing Kaiser.
It really looks like his twin brother in drag. And I'm not just saying that to be mean. I'm just telling you, it looks I need to get that. And I am going to improve, change the quality of that photo because it's a shitty photo. But you will definitely be able to tell that they look like twins there. I mean,
by the way, just a little message to everybody, and I know Tats, you know this already, but for anybody who wants to come on my panel that has their own channel, I do have a button now where you can come and click and live to your audience. So if you ever want to join me on panel, if you're one of my trusted people that comes on, you can always click the button and you can live broadcast to your channel, and it could be your live as well. Just throwing that out there for anybody who's been interested in doing a live with me. You don't have to sacrifice your lifetime in order to do a live with me. You could actually do a live with me and have your own live happening at the same time. Just a little ad in between, just so you guys understand what's going on here.
What a fucking bargain. 2 for the price of 1. By the way, I do have to go. I'm about to make an amazing Italian dinner tonight.
Good.
An amazing Italian dinner tonight. And you guys are all invited if you can find out where I live.
Oh, I already know where you live.
Do you?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll just show up, and then when you get scared, don't worry if you see a big Mexican outside of your house. Just let me in, and we'll have that dinner together.
I have a joke right there, but I'm not going to say it because people. I'm gonna say it anyway, and if you hate me for it, fuck you. I don't care. That's my free speech. I'm an auditor now.
Oh no! We've turned him into an auditor. No! All of my hard work.
Show up to my house, Jerry, unannounced. I'm just gonna hand you a fucking lawnmower and tell you to get to work.
I actually don't hate you for that. What's your rate? What's your rate? Because
I'm just.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because I still got.
Believe me, actually, you would not want to mow my grass. Are you afraid of alligators?
Are they afraid of watching their brethren on my feet?
That's a touche. I'm just telling you, the best friend might be on your feet. If you're wearing gator skin boots, they may leave you alone.
Holy shit! Is that Clancy on his feet?
Yeah. That's buttercream, and the animal on your feet. Buttercream. But anyway, I have to get. I have to go. I'm making some spaghetti sauce by scratch. It's
Nice,
called
man.
it's called Le Ragout.
Le
And
Ragout.
yep, and I make everything from scratch. I mean, hey, listen, it's a lot of effort to open that fucking jar sometimes.
Hey, dude.
So,
Hey, man. Make sure you pop it at the bottom real good. You give it that good. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Only the best. And by the way, when I get rid of everything, and that way my wife thinks I make it all from scratch. So I'm just saying that's
Hey,
our
hey,
marriage.
Hey, Tats, I got an easy one for you. It's called Uber Eats.
Oh, I know about that. And I learned from Mrs. Doubtfire, okay, how to do it right. Okay. I learned how to do it from Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire ordered all that shit and made it look like she made it. And then I just get all kinds of kudos and everything. And I have a burn pit down the way from my house, and I can burn all the evidence.
What else is in that burn pit?
Well, Jerry, nobody can hear you scream on my property, is all I got to tell you. I'm just telling you.
Hey, maybe Kaiser should be your friend.
Oh, God. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? I mean, listen. Hey, Kaiser, alligator season's coming up. You want to go alligator fishing? You want?
He's gonna be like, why is there an alligator called Cameron?
No, all I got to say is like, look, I reached for, he fell,
and he cut off again.
Fell in the goddamn water. I don't know. I tried. Yeah, I tried my best. I tried to reach for him, but his hands were too methed out, and he couldn't grip onto my hands. And
I believe that this was probably really funny if you didn't cut off like 4 different times. But I'm glad that you tried to stick the landing.
I did try to stick the landing. I got to do something about this. I think my
your robot
headphones attaching. I think it's getting loose.
It probably is.
I am Tats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, buddy. You go.
Shall we play a game?
Go
How about a nice game of chess?
Go make your spaghetti.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit my final thoughts here on this thing. I'm glad you hit the points that you did. You helped me along because
your door is a jar. Your door is a jar.
Shit, is that thing not working? Shit.
No, it's a jar. It's not a fucking door. It's a jar. All right. See you later.
See you later, pal. Have a good one. Well, that was Tats. Everybody. Yeah, he's a little bit out there. I'm just gonna show this last part real quick about the video, and then I'm gonna get to my final thoughts because kind of like the rant Dummy Kruger has at the end here. So if you guys are still here with me, and I thank you for still being here with me, let's get this last little part out, and we'll have our final thoughts, and we'll go from there.
The public, unlike us, we have the right to disrespect them, call them out, call them names. The prosecutor wants to try to act like, why were you saying you wanted to hold Tina and her family accountable? And I'm like, accountability reasons? Like, I mean, I can hold Tina accountable for her actions. If her son's caught running a stop sign, I'm going to call the cops and turn his ass in, whether it's her family member or not. I wouldn't do that to your average citizen. But if I know that's a government employee's kid, fuck yeah, because them are the ones that get away with everything. Our government and families. All right, imagine if everyone's in their own town. And let's say you go to whatever public department, whether it's the police department, or you can say the fire department, the hospital. Imagine going somewhere and having every single employee from the top boss to the bottom feeder receptionist are all conspiring as a whole department to get you charged with willful disturbance or disorderly conduct. It's not just 1 or 2 people trying to claim I disrupted them. The entire county attorney's office basically testified that they couldn't do their job because I was there for legal, legitimate business. But just because they told me to do it a certain way, I didn't have to do it their way. I have options to do it. I can do it more than one way. They didn't like that, so they just denied me service in general, other than just doing business cordially, just because I wouldn't listen to them because they're not my parents. They're not my daddy. They're not my mommy. You don't put my kids together. You don't tell me how I get my discovery. You can give me advice. You can say there's a policy that you can do it this way, or you can hand us a flash drive. We will provide it to you, and you can come get it in a day or two. I never even asked these people to do shit fast, lickety split. I don't want no special privileges. I just wanted to make my case the way I wanted to, like I have been. But they wanted me under their thumb, doing it their way. But they're not my damn parents.
And that was Deep Thoughts by Afro Man Audits. Let's get to the judgment. For Casey, he was found guilty of harassment in the first degree and willful disturbance. For the harassment charge, he was given an $850 fine, given a jail sentence of 365 days, with all those days suspended in lieu of 2 years of probation. The only difference for the willful disturbance charge is the fine, which was $430. His total balance for court costs and fines equaled a little bit over $2,000. As for his father, the fines were the same, but the jail time was only 192 days, with 12 days of those already served, and the remaining suspended in lieu of 2 years of probation. As for his total cost, they totaled $3,923, with $2,000 already paid, which I believe came from his bail money. He has a remaining balance of $1,923. So that's pretty much what it all boiled down to. A couple of years of probation. And now I'd like to take a minute to give you my unvarnished opinion, not only on Casey and Daniel, but their sentencing as well.
Tell us what you
I'm going to start with the bad and finish with the good. In regards to their fees and fines they now owe, does anyone really believe these are ever going to be paid? This is Casey's third guilty verdict in a row. He stopped paying the fines on the first one and never started on the second one, resulting in both being sent to collections. Does anyone believe these two low-life drains on society give one damn about their credit score?
No.
Of course not. What's the point? As for their sentencing, just 3 months ago, Casey was sentenced to serve 10 days for his willful disturbance charge. This time, 0. 3 months ago, Casey was sentenced to 30 days in jail for harassment in the third degree. This charge was for harassment in the first degree, and he got every single day suspended.
Damn it.
And did everyone hear it? Did everyone hear what he was actually saying during these monologues? He feels he has the right to say and treat government employees any way he'd like, and they just have to take it. This man chooses to berate and threaten and demean women all because he believes they can't fight back. And why can't they fight back? Because they would lose their job. They actually have something to lose. Casey and Dan don't have anything to lose. Hell, they're in the hole. Daniel, a 50-year-old man, had to ask his elderly mother for bail money. Could you imagine?
Sure.
You can't take from something that isn't there. Think about it.
Preach, dummy.
These two choose to treat people like this because they don't believe the employees can respond in kind. I can't think of too many things more cowardly than that. Would they speak to people on the street like this? Hell no, because they'd get their damn teeth knocked in, and they know it.
Fucking A.
Cowards. I suppose the best punishment for these two is deep down, they both know they are scared little men. Life is just too hard for them. Life is hard for everyone, but not everyone treats people the way these two do. They are 4-year-old toddlers stuck in men's bodies. They're cowards. They call these employees their public servants when they sit at home on their asses all day waiting for their government check to come in. A government they despise, yet feeds them. Cowards.
Cowards.
Okay, rant over. Let's now switch to the positive side of this. The protection orders granted at the onset of this case have been extended for an additional 5 years, which is great news. Regarding probation, given their frequent arrests, it's a fair bet they may slip up at some point. In fact, Daniel recently pleaded guilty to 2 more crimes just a couple of weeks ago while his son sat in jail. I'll provide a brief video update on that, and hopefully, after that, I won't have to think about either Van Evel for quite some time. And lastly, if these two were never arrested and tried, we wouldn't have this beaut of a quote on the permanent record in the state of Iowa. Casey, after having been found guilty, wrote, quote, "All I want is a fair trial. Is that too much to ask for? And please don't ask me why, but I feel compelled to do this." Let's stick a little period right about here. And while I'm at it, I'm going to squeeze in one more O right about here for our little intellectually challenged freedom fighter. Casey, feel free to submit this corrected version to the courts free of charge. All right, everyone. I think we're going to wrap up the video here. If you like what you saw and want to see similar content in the future, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting below.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the video. That was funny. I don't know. I don't know why I find that last little part really funny. But I just, you know what, and just so everybody understands, like what I'm trying to do here is we're not going to stop auditors. We're not going to stop auditors from being made. For as much as we want to, like go after them, right? And say, like get these guys off of the channel, stop with the pranks or whatever the hell we want to do. We're not going to knock them down. They're going to continue to have more people and more auditors being made. The question is whether or not the people that they're inspiring come in with good intentions or not. And I believe, based on a lot of the people that I've talked to recently, they do come in with good intentions. Do you get corrupted by either fame or money? Yes, everybody does. I mean, look at the anti-auditors. I believe the anti-auditors all came in good faith. I don't think any anti-auditor came in bad faith. I think they had a good agenda. But eventually, the numbers, the money, it all gets to you. It corrupts you. Money is power. Power corrupts. It happens. It's gonna happen. So when I look at auditors, I'm no longer looking at them like all of them want to be this guy. I look at them and I say to myself, what intention did you have coming in? Was your intention really to be this person who creates this conflict in order to get clicks and views? Are you that dumb that you don't understand the way civil society works? Or were you somebody who actually started with a good intention and then became this? Regardless of how you get into this, you don't want to end this way. This is my fair warning to all you auditors out there that are starting your channels thinking that this is what you think is okay. If you're laughing at this, if you're having a good time watching it, consider yourself a fool, but watch it if you want to. This is what the reality is. We're not going to stop them just by calling them out and saying how stupid they are. They don't care, obviously. The message should be brought to the people that are trying to take these things seriously. The people who think this is real activism. It's not real activism. It's stupidity. It's stupidity being recorded. It's comparable to prank channels. It's comparable to stupidity on the internet. That's what it should be labeled under. Like I said, I'm not going to attribute evilness to people who want to be immature, but they do need to grow up. Consequences are coming for you. You may think that you're walking and then nothing's going to happen to you. Hey, you know what? Nobody can stop me. This is the law. The law doesn't work like that. The law will get you. I promise you that. There's consequences for your actions. And if the law doesn't, something else will. It was said in here. It was said in here by Amy. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences. It doesn't. You will face the consequences. So you need to ask yourself if it's worth it. If it's worth being what this person is. That's my message in this live. This is what's been my message this whole time. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I would agree. I would agree. I would agree. But there is a small group of people who are thinking about doing this, and I believe some of them start off with good intentions, just like a lot of things. A lot of things start off with good intentions, but they get corrupted. They get corrupted, and someone like Tats realized that because he came in as a as a former vet. He came in as somebody who wanted to fight for actual freedoms, and so he thought that what was going on was people were just trying to chill these people's speech, but no, he's starting to realize that these guys don't really care about that. Most of them don't. So that's the message that I'm wanting to share to you fledgling auditors, to the people who are looking to get into some sort of activism, and you see First Amendment audit, and you see First Amendment auditor goes up against cops or whatever. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Take your time, watch the video, but look at it objectively. Don't look at it with your personal experience. Don't come into every video with your personal experience in mind, because that's not you in that video. And you are not interacting with that officer. Look at it objectively. Look at it as if the officer was somebody that you know before you pass judgment on what this auditor is talking about. Because remember, the narrative can be spun either which way, when the cops have the footage or when the auditor has the footage. So that's my live on this. I hope everybody got something positive out of it. If anything, at least some recipes on how to make macaroni and cheese. I'm probably gonna do another live if nobody else goes live. I'll probably do another one just on an open panel if anybody wants to come up and just have fun and talk or whatever. But if not, then I'll see you guys tomorrow. My schedule's changing. I just got the word that I'm probably gonna start working early morning, so I don't know if I'm going to keep having early morning lives. If I do, or if it switches, I'm not sure. There's a lot of stuff that's happening right now. It looks like I'm going to have a lot of switching off on times that I have to be on, because apparently I have to be around during the evenings as well. So a lot of things are going to shift. A lot of things are going to change. I hope I see people out in the chats and stuff like that. I hope to get to see you guys in chats. It's probably where you see me more often. Once my regular schedule gets into motion. I think this is probably like the last week. So you might see me around a lot right now. Please don't get tired of me, because right now I'm going to pump out a lot of stuff, because I'm probably not going to have any time after the Christmas break. So that's just a little bit of maintenance on my part. Holy shit. Oh no, my bad. I just trolled myself. I thought Dummy Kruger was in the background, and I was like, oh man, I left you in the background, Dummy. But actually, no, I'm looking at his video. What an idiot. I'm such a fucking idiot. I just trolled myself. Somebody told Dummy Kruger that I trolled myself. That was hilarious. But yeah, so that's pretty much gonna be the video. So that'll do it. That's gonna end it. I will have an outro song for anybody who wants to. I will have an outro song for anybody who wants to stick around and say your goodbyes or tell me anything right before you go. I would like it if everybody would share. I have gotten a recent email from YouTube saying that I'm doing a great job. They said, you're doing a great job, Jerry. Thumbs up. But make sure people comment. Make sure people share your video. Apparently, I'm not getting enough shares or comments. So if you guys would be so inclined to share, of course, always hit the like button. Hit the bell for notifications. But if you guys could please, and it'd be nice if you guys could leave comments on past videos. If there's anything you want to say, even if it's just to tell me that I'm a prick, it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and do it. It'll help me out. It'll help out the channel. It'll boost me up. And thank you so much for showing up. I'm gonna put one outro song. This outro song, take it or leave it. I don't care. I'll see you guys around in the chats. And like I said, if nothing else happens today, I might start up another live just to bullshit and talk about recipes. Who knows? All right. Hope everybody has a good one. See you around.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops fell, and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out his warning, and the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, in tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.